Chapter 37. Summer's POV. Alexis didn't want to leave, but we had to. She ran to the clinic and shifted. I felt so bad about dragging her away from our mate. She had waited her whole life for him. If we are quick though, he will still be there when we get back. I hope he likes me as Summer, because Alexis really loves him. I go and check on the kids, who wake up as soon as I enter the room. We all get ready for the day. I plan on dropping by Nathan's hospital room before I take the kids to the cliff. I tell the kids where I will be and to head down once they are ready. I got to the hospital room. There was a guard outside asleep on a chair. I walked past him, leaving him asleep, grabbing Nathan's charts on the way in. It felt so wrong referring to the king by his first name, but it just rolled off my tongue. Florence is asleep in a chair beside Nathan, who still appears to be unconscious. I nudged her awake, smiling at her. It's the least I could do, seeing as I just woke her up. Morning, Florence. She smiled at me. Why don't you go and stretch your legs and get freshened up while I check on him? I hope she has faith in me to leave him for a short space of time. She has one last look at him, but she does leave. He had made no movements overnight. I checked his injuries and the sutures on his head. When my kids sneak into the room, I have never heard them be that quiet, and they can get near Nathan. They obviously didn't want to wake the guard either. I had almost finished my checks when Rain tapped on the door window, using his finger to get me out of the room silently. He has started collecting all of the evidence from the crash site. He has come across several things he can't explain, and Adam told him that he saw men running through the woods. He should hopefully be finished collecting the evidence later, and wondered if Alexis fancied a run later, before the effects of the blue moon took effect. I was about to answer him when his gaze went over my shoulder into Nathan's room. I turned to see what he was looking at. Eden has her hands on his chest, Max and Jackson have their hands on her shoulders. We rushed in and the kids were startled. What's going on, guys? They all dropped their arms to their sides, like they had been caught doing something. Nothing, Uncle Rain. They said in unison. Rain looks at me, while I look at him. This is creepy. Maybe we should go, kids? I said and ushered them out of the room. We laugh and joke on the way to the cliff. I don't tell the kids why we are going there. But it is nice to just spend some quality time with them. They don't say anything about what happened at the hospital. But that's okay. I don't want to ruin our morning. I truly hope he is still here, whoever he is. We climbed through the bush, onto the edge, but he wasn't there. Maybe he had something to do, Alexis. Let's stay positive, he may have had somewhere to be this morning. We sat and played on the edge for a little while. I was secretly hoping he would come back. I heard something from the woods. The kids don't hear a thing. I get up hoping to see him, practically praying. He likes my kids, and to be honest, it's a deal breaker. I stood up and faced the woods. I was scared shitless when a bunch of burly-looking blokes walked out of the woods, holding baseball bats. I wasn't scared for myself, I was scared for the kids. The kids hadn't yet seen them and weren't together, otherwise they could do that thing they can do. Jackson was near the edge of the woods as he wanted to get some berries. He could easily get away if he needed to, and I needed him too. The other two I would fight to protect. Well, what do we have here, boys? The front man said. The kids all looked at him. You know you look just like the person we have been sent here for, doesn't she, boys? They all agreed with him. And you have brought a few extras as well, he said, looking at the kids. Let them go, and I will come with you willingly and peacefully. I don't even know who they are or what they want, but if they want me and it protects my kids, I will agree to anything. Sorry, love, you're all coming with us. We don't care if you come peacefully or not, but you're coming. There is someone very keen to meet you. No doubt they will be happy to meet these little ones as well. I am about to shift when he threatens to kill the first child he gets his hands on. That's a threat I have to take seriously. I hear Eden crying behind me at his threat. I want to turn and comfort her, but the second I take my eyes off them, no doubt they will attack, 5 of them today, all armed. I don't stand a chance, never mind the kids. But I may be able to give Jax a chance of getting help. I lunged towards the front guy who hits me. Jax, run. He took off into the woods and one of the men ran after him. Now there are 4 of them. I put my body between them and Max and Eden. This is not going to end well. One of the men goes to lunge around me, but I block him off, kicking him in the stomach. While I am doing that, another man goes the other way, grabbing Max. I turned my attention and then a split second later, a bat hit me in the ribs. I collapsed to the ground, gasping for breath. I got up and started fighting. Max is squirming, pulling at his hair and punching him in the face. But the attacker has a tight grip on him. Alexis is going crazy. Our pups, I will kill them. No, they will kill Max if I shift. If I go to get him, I leave Eden exposed. The other 3 men stand in front of me, smiling at my resistance. So, I surprised them by attacking first. I get a good few punches in, but so do they. Somehow, I am on the ground, gasping for breath. Then I saw a punch coming directly to my face. Then all I see is darkness. Chapter 38. Isaac's POV. I have moved as many of my people as possible, but I am not going. I am not going to be accused of something I didn't do. I told Alpha Jackson there were different scents in the woods only last week, but he didn't listen and now my people are paying the price for his ignorance. It's a good job he is taking care of my women, otherwise there would be very little stopping me from ripping this pack apart after the royal guards leave. I am roaming the woods, when I hear someone running. Someone small and light. My wolf Dante tells me. Which means a youngster. Who I have to hand over at the church. I don't know why I need to waste my time then, if he is of no benefit to me. Let him run. I told Dante. There is something familiar about his scent though. Dante tells me. Fine, I will get him. I listen to his footsteps and breathing before I chase after him. I do love a good chase. I nearly caught him when Dante told me that I was the one being chased. I couldn't believe it. I was so focused on this child that I managed to become someone's prey. Not today. Dante told me. The same phrase he told me just before every fight. I grab the child, who fights me. Shut up, boy. I tell him as I bury him is debris behind a bush. I crept out carefully. Being as quiet as I can. Trying not to alert whoever is chasing us to my location. A man comes into view, brandishing a bat, with nails coming out of the end. Now that is a bit extreme to be threatening a child with, even by my standards. I made a treaty to hand over any children under the age of 10 years old. My hands were the last ones to touch that boy. I may be a rogue, but I have some values and I will be handing that boy over, intact. Where is the boy? He says, grimacing at me. What boy? He sneers in my direction. I either kill that boy or I kill you, make your choice, rogue. Spitting on the ground as if I am the most disgusting thing on the earth. I truly believe that he would kill him as well. I made my peace with the goddess a long time ago. I would rather die than hand over a child to you. You filth! That struck a nerve as he charged at me, raising the bat above his head, leaving his whole body exposed. If he thought his size would intimidate me or the fact he had a weapon, he was wrong. I charged at him, tackling him to the ground. He didn't even get to use the bat as he lay on the ground, and I punched him repeatedly in the face. There was blood everywhere. He rolled us sideways, and we rolled for a bit while he was strangling me. When we stopped rolling, he was sitting on me. Dante was starting to lose consciousness and I wouldn't be that far behind, but suddenly he let go. The boy had thrown a stone at his head, before running off. He got off me, picking up his bat, which he raised and swung into my chest. He grinned at me like he had just made a major kill. Not today. Dante shouted in my mind. With what strength I had left, I pulled it out of my chest, the nails piercing my hands as I did. But it was the least of my worries right now. Dante can't heal me with that still in my chest. I can hardly breathe and am coughing blood when I hear a blood-curdling scream. He must have caught him. I honestly don't know where I got the strength from, but I got up, grabbed the bat and made my way to where the screaming boy was. The boy's face is bloodied, and he is pinned against a tree. The fucker has his fist drawn back and is about to punch him. Anger just takes over and before I know it, I have swung the bat into the side of his head. I watch as his boy is dropped and the man's dead body falls to the ground. I taste my blood as it is running into my mouth. I dread to think about how my face looks. But I fell to my knees, the boy crying over my body. I truly did make peace with the goddess a long time ago, and am glad I did right now. Looks like it is today. I tell Dante. I looked at my new friend, and I am sure one of his eyes just flickered yellow. I know now that I am dying, especially when I am imagining things. But I didn't die. Dante's healing gift seemed to speed up and the bleeding and pain stopped, but the wound did not heal. What the hell? I said as I was able to sit up. Dante was as confused as I am. He never manages to heal us this quickly. We got up and using the boy as a crutch, we made our way to the clinic. The doctor will fix us up and have the boy. I want to say win-win. But if it wasn't for the boy, I would be in this mess. It feels like forever until we get there. I hit the panic button as soon as we walked in. She will be here in a few minutes, and then everything will be okay. I lie down as I am a bit dizzy. The boy cuddles up beside me sobbing. All he keeps saying is that they hurt them. Before crying again. I was trying to calm him down when Alpha Jackson and the General of the Royal Guard burst through the door, with a panicked expression on their faces. I am not surprised by that. No one should be here. Everyone who uses the clinic is at the Pack Hospital. But fuck, the man that is blaming me for attacking the king is here too, and I am too weak to fight him. It looks like I am going to be dying today. Chapter 39. Rain's POV. I am disgusted that the guard allowed the kids into Nathan's room. Oh wait, he didn't let them. He was asleep. Anything could have happened to the king, he could have been attacked again. Because the guard was asleep. I sent him away and went and sit with Nathan after Summer and the kids went. He really doesn't look like the same man. When we are in private, he is always so full of life with a smile on his face. He leads a lonely life really, not having anyone but his close friends and his mom. But right now, he looks like a lifeless shell. Come on bud, you can get through this, I know you can. I know Florence will be returning soon. What would your mom do without you? What would Adam do without you? I pause for breath. What would I do without you? I can feel my eyes welling up. When the door opens, I shake myself to gain my composure. Florence walks in, she can see I am upset and gives me a hug. It's like I found my sister, but I am losing a brother. That's it, the floodgates open. I am sobbing into Florence's shoulder when she strokes my head. It's not over yet, I have hope. I don't know how she does, because I have practically lost all of mine. Alpha Jackson walks in, looking like he has the weight of the world on his shoulders. He practically does, to be honest. I need to lead a full investigation into how this happened in his territory if the kings died. It would not be good for his pack. Florence released me and I went and washed my face. I was drying my face with a paper towel when I heard him snoring. I don't look up, but the snoring continues. I rushed to Nathan's side. He squirms just a little, but he squirms. Florence is just standing there, her hands to her face, tears rolling down her cheeks and smiling. Bless the goddess, she says. Christian must be regaining his strength and healing him. I have never seen Christian work this fast though. Get the doctor. Alpha Jackson yells out of the door. She went for a walk with the kids. The kids. What about her kids? Alpha Jackson questions. They were in here, only for a few minutes on their own. I say, reminiscing about what happened. I could have sworn I saw. I shake my head. But I am obviously stressed as it couldn't have been. They will be back soon, I said confidently. Florence just looked at me. You swore you saw what? Their eyes, I could have sworn their eyes were glowing. I scoffed. Told you, I am stressed. The children of the doctor, their eyes glowed? Yellow? Her hands gripping Nathan's sheets. I think so. You have to find them, immediately. I have known Florence personally for around 6 years, and before that I was a cadet in the Royal Guard, and I have never heard or seen Florence raising her voice in a panic. But right now she was demanding I find my niece and nephews. What is going on? Before I could ask, Alpha Jackson's phone started going crazy. What? No one should be there. I have to go, something urgent has just come up at Summer's clinic, he shouts as he is running out the door. Find those children, Rain, now. Florence again demanded. Wait, Summer's clinic is on the way to her cliff, which is where she took the kids. I follow Alpha Jackson out of the hospital and chase after him in case there is anything he needs a quick hand with. But I can't stay. The king's mother has commanded me to find Max, Jackson and Eden. That is my priority, but I could help with a very quick job. I know Summer would protect those kids with her life, they are her life. When he gets to the clinic, we burst through the door and I see a man covered in blood on the table. Holding onto him is Jackson, who is sobbing his heart out. Repeatedly saying that they hurt them. Where is the doctor? She should be here by now. I could use her help. The man asked. Yes, where is she? Alpha Jackson asked. Walking over and picking Jackson up. They hurt them. Uncle Rain, they hurt Mommy. He started crying again. It was then things started fitting together. He is telling us all that someone had hurt Summer. Zen is going crazy, but that won't help Summer right now. As calmly as I could, I asked him who hurt Mommy. The men on the cliff, there were loads of them. She hit them so I could run away, but they hurt her. He started crying again. The stranger sat up, he looked terrible. I found him running in the woods. The man that was chasing him was going to kill him. He nearly killed me. Now where is the doctor? Fuck, this is sore. He pulls open his shirt and I see puncture marks on his chest. This is what it did to me. Imagine what it would have done to him. Nodding at Jackson. But we made it, didn't we, bud? Now where is she? Jackson smiled and nodded frantically. Uncle Rain, you need to help Mommy. His mommy is the doctor, Isaac. Alpha Jackson chimes in. We need to get to the cliff. No, you get these two to the hospital, I will go to the cliff. Call Adam, tell him where I am going, send reinforcements. If Summer has been hurt, I need to go now. Before turning and running out the door, I get outside and strip, letting Zen take control. He will be able to get up there in no time. He will be faster, knowing that Summer and the kids are in danger. He grabs my trousers, as I am going to need them shortly. Zen's POV. Someone has hurt my family. They were going to kill Summer's pup. I am going to rip them apart. We race through the woods, and the stench of blood is fresh. I find the source and at a man with a nail bat sticking out of his temple. They were going to use that on Jackson. Rain tells me. He recognizes the puncture marks in the stranger's chest. He was going to kill him. I am going to absolutely destroy them. When we get to the cliff, I reluctantly let Rain take over because I am going to kill them, not him. As long as someone does, I don't care. He says. He is right, of course, but I want a front row seat. Agreed. Letting him take control. I watched him get dressed and head to the edge. Chapter 40. Gail's POV. I slept well last night, as well as can be expected in a sleeping bag, on the ground, near a strange territory, I suppose. I would still be asleep if he wasn't making so much noise this morning. Why is he back anyway? Surely, he should be with his mate? What? I eventually yelled, kicking myself out of my bag. He had better have made some water for the coffee. I looked over and saw his smug-looking face. Oh goddess, he is smitten. He proceeds to tell me that he eventually found her. They ran through the woods, they played, and they made it over and over again. Aw mate, she is amazing. He told me. The most stunning she-wolf I have ever seen. If she is so amazing, why aren't you with her now instead of bothering me? I asked him, annoyed by his cheeriness. She wasn't there when I woke up. He said with a concerned look on his face and shrugging his shoulders. But I know she is in these parts now, there can't be many wolves that look like her anyway. I was always told that the mate bond supersedes everything. Why would she leave? What could have been more important, especially seeing as she mated with him? Not my problem, I suppose, but he wants to talk about her. So, I guess I should indulge him. He seems so happy. Why, what did she look like? She is a white wolf with black paws. She is beautiful. She was going to attack me at first, but I won her over. I can't wait to find her again. You have to help me find her. A memory pops into my head of the only white wolf I ever knew, and she had black paws as well. But she is a memory. A memory that I haven't allowed myself to remember for a long time. She was beautiful, smart, and amazing. My little sister, Summer. Tears fill my eyes now that I remember how she was treated, reminding myself of what happened that day. I couldn't stay at Forest Green Pack, Alpha Stan and Dad wanted me to. But every time I saw that bitch, I wanted to rip her throat out. They destroyed my family by what they did to Summer, so when a job came up for a protection detail, I took it. I signed up that day. I couldn't wait to leave. I rarely contact anyone back home these days. I felt like a broken man at the times. But I have had this idiot in my life for 6 years, keeping me going. 2 men, 1 mission is the joke we have between ourselves. I guess our journey will be coming to an end now he has found his mate. I wonder what I will do afterwards. I hope we stay friends though. 6 years is a long time to spend with someone and not be friends with them. I am going back to find out who she really is. You have to come too. I will go with you, drop you off somewhere. Then I am going to go into that territory, booking into a motel for a few days to relaxation and maybe enjoy the spoils of the town. Don't forget the effect of the blue moon starting tonight, so don't be planning on doing anything stupid either. He just looked at me. When I find her, I plan on doing a lot of stupid things, but your delicate ears don't need to hear about that, Gale. Don't you have someone to meet here anyway? I responded. His eyes widened. Yes, I do. This is perfect. Now, he had a big smile on his face. We pack up the camp, clean our stuff in the nearby lake, and go to where Dawson last saw his fated mate. I am a little jealous, really. It doesn't take that long to get there. I keep hold of his belongings as I send him on his way. I agree to wait 5 minutes before leaving. Dawson's POV. Gale looked a little vacant when I told him about my mate. The only thing going through my mind is that our adventure has come to an end now that we have found her. We walked to the cliffside where I found her. I reminisced about last night. Running through these woods, playfully nudging each other. Rubbing up against each other. Just loving each other's company. I do wonder what could have made her leave though. I jumped through the bushes, just like I did last night, to see a man wearing only trousers. Who are you and what are you doing here? I demand to know. He looks at me in shock. Nathan? You're awake and here? Less than an hour ago, you were still unconscious. Christian did work fast, at least something has gone right today. He runs up and hugs me. Get off me, you weirdo. I am not Nathan. Well, if you're not Nathan, you look just like him. So who are you? Wait, did you say Nathan was unconscious? Why are you here? I mean, why specifically is he here, in this place? Yes, he was in the hospital when I left, less than an hour ago. His mom is with him. I tell him, I can't help but stare, he is the spitting image of Nathan. My sister, I was told she was attacked here a short while ago and I have come to look for her. Who are you? What? If his sister was attacked here, is she my mystery she-wolf? Did she come back? I am Dawson, Nathan's twin. The man drops on one knee. Your Majesty. He says. I can't remember the last time anyone called me that. I am about to question him further. When there is a noise behind me. Rain? Gale? Rain, is that you? Really you? Gale came from behind the bush, running towards the stranger. He knows him and knows him well, which way he is smiling and hugging him. I can't believe you're here, Rain. I can't believe you are here either, but I have something urgent I need to deal with. In fact, it's something we have to deal with now. I think Summer has been taken. Hurt and taken. Summer, as in summer? He stutters out. Yeah, her blood is all over this place and Jackson said some men hit her. As in our Summer? Yes, I found her, but she has been hurt and taken. I am going to kill them, Gale announced. I have never seen Gale this angry before. Usually he is so calm and composed. Sure, he can get angry, but right now he is seething. I am confused. How do these two know each other, and who is Summer? But I don't get a chance to ask when Adam runs out of the bush. Take one look at me. Oh my goddess, Dawson. Are you a sight for sore eyes? He runs up and hugs me. Nathan needs you. He has been badly hurt. You need to do your thing, if you know what I mean. I have known Adam for decades. He knows everything about us. In fact, he is one of the few people who know we are twins and our abilities. But he would never disclose that, unless it's bad. What thing? Rain asked. Focus, Rain. Gale yells. Summer should be our priority. We quickly scouted around the area, looking for any evidence, but other than some blood there was nothing. Could my mystery woman be Summer? But I know the blue moon is approaching and Nathan needs me. I have to get to him, it is of the highest importance. Take me to Nathan. I tell Rain. Your mother has given me a task I have to complete. I, the Wolf King, overrule that order and demand you take me to my brother. What? Gale just stared at me. I gave him a half smile. As you wish, Your Majesty. Rain says before we head to Nathan's location. Chapter 41. Alpha Jackson's POV. I carried Jackson to the hospital as quickly as I could, Isaac struggling to walk beside me. But he made it. I don't think he has ever been in the pack as a guest before. Seen as he is a rogue, but right now he looks worse than he smells. He must have taken a fair beating protecting Jackson. Where is Elizabeth? I asked on the way past someone. She was in the king's room, was the response I got. With Isaac still following me and Jackson in my arms. I made my way to the first floor, where his room is. Alpha Jackson, Alpha Jackson. I heard a voice coming from behind me and footsteps running towards me. I can't see who it is, but they are heading my way. The Blackwood kids were missing when. It was Karen. She stopped speaking and was staring at Isaac, cocking her head as if trying to process something. Strangely, Isaac was smiling at her, while he held his chest. He slid to the floor. I have never seen Isaac smile, which was the strange part. Go. He said, urging me to find Elizabeth. I think I can guess what is happening there, but I don't have time to witness it. I needed Elizabeth to check over Jackson and stitch Isaac up. Before we all became wolf-less. I carried on to the king's room. When I entered the king's hospital room, Elizabeth was in the corner, giving directions to Florence. Jackson starts squirming and fighting in my arms. I assume it is because the king's aura is bothering him. I dropped him to the ground, expecting him to run out. But he runs straight to the king, putting his small hand onto the king's chest. I guess the aura isn't bothering him after all, but why? He starts screaming. Work, it has to work. Crying when whatever he is trying doesn't work. We all just stared at Jackson, wondering what was happening. Elizabeth, can you go and help Isaac, please? I said to her. As she leaves, she is looking at Jackson curiously. Jackson, what are you doing? I asked him. We were here with Mommy this morning. He says while sobbing. I am trying to see where Max or Eden are. I don't understand. Why do you think you can see where they are? Florence asked him. Because we are different, but only when we are together. I want to see if I can use any leftover energy from this morning. Are you one of the doctor's children? Florence asked him while tilting his head upwards, looking into his eyes. Are you one of the children that was tricking me upstairs yesterday? Maybe. He says, smiling at her. Okay, I understand. Florence claims she understands something, because I have the foggiest what is going on. Can I hold your hand? She asks him. Why? He asks. Because I am different too, and maybe we can help each other. I wanted to demand what was going on. But in the hierarchy of things, the king's mother, the former Luna Queen, answers to one person alone, and that is not me. It is the man lying unconscious on the bed in front of me. She takes hold of his hand gently, using her other hand to hold one of the king's hands. But after a few seconds she lets go and sighs, shaking her head. I am too weak. Jackson gives her a hug. That's not how we do it. Do these two know each other, and what does he mean by that? Florence crouches down so she is on his level. How do you do it? Eden focuses on what she wants. Me and Max give her the power. It never works when we are apart. I should have stayed with them, he says while crying out. But I wanted some berries. Jackson? Evie stands in the doorway and drops to her knees. He runs to her. They took them, they hurt Mommy. Jackson tells her while sobbing into her neck. Okay baby, Alpha Jackson will get them back. But right now I need you to calm down, because your aura is giving me a headache and you don't want to hurt Evie, do you? He shakes his head. Okay, baby. What is going on in here? Evie picks him up and carries him into the room. How is Evie able to enter the room? The king's aura should be affecting her right now. Are you okay, Evie? No, but I am sure my little Jax can alter the auras in this room a little bit more, so that his favorite nanny can stay with him. Can you do that for me, Jax? He nods. What? How? I asked. That is a uniquely desirable skill which he shouldn't have until he gets his wolf. The kids have been altering their auras for a while. I caught them once and offered to be their guinea pig. It hurts at times, but they are learning to control it. It's better me than their schoolmates. Wait, the principal was trying to tell me something yesterday. Evie is telling me something today. What is going on with those kids? Evie asks what is going on while holding Jackson. Florence just keeps staring at him. I am about to ask Evie if she knows anything else, when a man identical to the king walks into the room with Rain, Adam and another man. Great more mysteries. This is getting confusing and well above my pay grade, and I am the alpha. Chapter 42. Florence's POV. When a small injured boy is carried into Nathan's room, I don't know what to make of the situation. But when he runs over to Nathan's bed and touches him, I know it's something unusual. I know my son's aura is strong. That's the reason why he only has a few select friends. But the boy is acting like it's nothing. When he tells me he is different, I then realized that he is one of the doctor's children. Are you one of the children that was tricking me upstairs yesterday? He gave me a cheeky smile. A smile I haven't seen in a long time, Nathan's smile. But I have to see. I have to check. Is he of royal lineage? Could he be a relation? Can he help me save my son? I do what I have done in the past. I hold the hand of the injured and the hand of the person supplying the power, in this case, the boy. I am so hopeful. But nothing happened. I can't believe I am so powerless. I have been the conduit all of these years and hardly needed my gift, but when I really need it, my power isn't there. I feel heartbroken and helpless. It's then I remembered there were others. The other children, specifically the girl. How old are you? I asked the boy. 7 years old. he says, standing up straight. How old are the others, the other children you were with yesterday? The boys looked like twins, but the girl looked different. She was the double of me when I was younger. We're all 7, we're triplets, he said before he started sobbing again. They're with Mommy. They hurt Mommy. I nearly hit the floor. There is a set of triplets, 2 boys, who bear a remarkable resemblance to my sons, who have the eyes of the royals, and a girl who looks like I did. My gift only started to weaken 7 years ago. My gift may not have died, it has simply been passed on. This would be amazing news if my boy wasn't lying in a hospital bed, unconscious. That's not how we do it, he says. He actually knows what I am trying to do, and from what he has briefly explained to me, he and his brother are the power source and his sister is the conduit. Jackson? A woman stands in the doorway, asking him to turn down his aura. How does she know about it? She tells us she has known for a while and has been working with the triplets, in secret, of course, helping them gain some control. He does as she asks. As she entered Nathan's room, I asked, "Who are you?" Everyone in the room appeared to know her except me. Oh, hi. I'm Evie, the nanny. I had been out of town with friends. When I came back, the house was empty and everyone in town sent me in this direction. Now can someone explain to me what is going on? Where are the others, Jax? You are never apart for this long, she asks. Before anyone gets to answer her, the door swings open and Dawson walks in. My heart skips a beat, my baby. My baby boy, he always promises to find me during the blue moons, for my protection, and he has never let me down, and he hasn't let me down this time. He came in and hugged me. I didn't want to let go, it had been far too long since I held him, I didn't care who else was in the room. I heard Evie asking Jax to alter the auras just a touch more in the room. I suppose with Dawson entering the room, the aura voltage ramped up again. But I can't believe he has that ability. After I finally release Dawson, he goes to Nathan's side. Adam held my hand for reassurance. The stranger goes over and stands in front of Evie. They are smiling at each other. Rain must see it as well as he takes Jackson. Dawson presses his head to Nathan's. Christian isn't awake, he announces to the room. It's Rain that asks. How is that possible? He is improving. Sorry, Uncle Rain. We thought we were helping. Don't be mad with us. He is crying again. We all look at Jackson. It's okay, Jax. What exactly did you do? We were in here earlier when you were talking to Mommy. We touched him like we did with the bird. I am confused when Evie offers to elaborate. A few months ago, the kids found an injured bird. They held on to each other, something strange happened between them. Then their eyes glowed and the bird was healed. She ruffled his hair. It was amazing, really. Oh my gosh. Maybe, just maybe, I am not as weak as I think. Jackson, will you try something with me one more time? He looks around the room and snuggles his face into Rain's chest. Not with everyone watching, we didn't do it right this morning. Yes, you did, his wounds started healing. He smiled knowing he helped even just a little. I grabbed both of Nathan's hands. I told Dawson to copy what Jackson did. Jackson placed his hand on my arm, Dawson copied. It wasn't long before I could feel it. I felt my gift working. I could feel the power flowing through me. It's working. I smiled and I saw both eyes of the small child glowing. Dawson looked at Jackson. How? Dawson asked. How can I sense Christian? Jackson has to be a royal and a strong one. You never showed your powers until puberty. But he is only one half of the power, his brother is the other half. Well, I know his mother and she is no royal, I can assure you of that. Rain chimes in. I thought you were his mother. The stranger said to Evie. No, Evie is his nanny. The doctor is his mother. I interrupted. The doctor? Dawson asked. Summer, the doctor. Is his mother? Evie answered. The doctor's name is Summer? Adam asks. Our Summer is his mother. The stranger asked Rain. Yes. Summer the doctor, our sister, is his mother. Rain answers everyone at once. Now we have established the doctor, Summer is his mother. Rain, you were tasked with bringing the other kids back. Where are they? I focus on Rian. I was given a different command, Florence, sorry. He says with his head hanging down. The only people that can do that are my boys. I overruled that task, Mom, I had to get back to Nathan. Dawson says sheepishly. Although I am glad Dawson is back and Christian is finally making an appearance. My head is going to explode, those children are our future. Through gritted teeth. Now that everyone knows how important they are, I suggest you all get out there and find them, now. Chapter 43. Gail's POV. I followed that so-called friend of mine towards a hospital room. I can't believe, at any point in the last 6 years, he couldn't drop in any conversation about him being a king. I mean, I knew he was an alpha. But never would I have thought he was a king. How stupid am I? What was he actually doing out there? We slept rough nearly every night, bathed in freezing cold lakes, we stole toiletries, and now I find out he is minted. I will be giving him a piece of my mind at some point today. But I have just found my brother, discovered my sister has been hiding out in this pack and has been kidnapped. I am surprised steam isn't coming out of my ears, because I know my wolf Franz is going berserk. Deceit and revenge are all that is on his mind. I think all that is keeping us both sane is that Rain is here right now. Zed always manages to have that effect on Franz as well. We know our place in the hierarchy of things, and they have always been our leader. As we walked into the hospital room, I saw her, the most beautiful she-wolf in the world. Holding our son, I don't even care that he isn't mine. If he is hers, then he is mine. What if she has taken a chosen mate? Franz asks me. I don't know, I am not going to worry about that right now, let me just look at her. Our mate. I walked over and stood in front of her smiling like a goon. Eventually, I stand beside her, as I watch the interactions in the room. The boy is handed over to Rain and calls him uncle, and she tells everyone she has been aiding him with his powers even though it hurt her. That's our brave mate. Franz remarks. I struggle to follow the conversation as I keep starting at my mate. Eventually, someone tells the room that her name is Evie and she is the boy's nanny. But more than that, there is another boy, a twin. My mind just wanders, thinking how I can't wait to practice making twins with her. But Summer is out there and needs help. That's when it is made clear to everyone that the boy is Summer's son. My Summer, my baby sister, had a son. No, she has had 2. My little sister alone raised 2 children. But at least she had Evie. We are being kicked out of the room by Dawson's mom. I wouldn't like to cross her on a bad day, when a guy asks a random question. Wouldn't be Summer Green, would it? I look at him, but Rain already has him pinned to the wall, demanding to know what he knows about Summer Green. In our old pack, whenever we go away on pack business, our accommodation is booked under our first name and with the surname of Green as in Green Forest Pack. Saves any confusion. There was a Summer Green at the representatives meeting about 8 years ago. I don't know what happened, but Nathan and Dawson were looking for her. But she vanished. I remember that. Summer went with Autumn. It was the day before that bitch got her kicked out of the pack. Rain stomped back into the hospital room and I followed. If it is in relation to Summer, I am going. Adam's POV. I just stand and watch interactions in the hospital room. I usually try and keep a level head, especially in my position as beta. It is usually to my advantage, as I let everyone get everything off their minds, before giving my opinion. It is sort of like letting the drama unfold in front of me. There are a couple of things I am curious about right now though. The nanny, Evie, is letting the kids practice their abilities on her. Why? Florence, said the boy, is one half of the power supply. I suspect there is more to this than I know, but I will find out eventually. The doctor aka Summer. Rain refers to Dawson's friend as their sister. Are they related? How has the doctor given birth to a royal without anyone knowing? After Florence goes ballistic, most of us leave the room. We have to find those kids, not one of us would argue with Florence. I thought for a minute, then on the way out, before thinking. I said out loud. Couldn't be Summer Green, would it? It was just a random memory that popped into my mind. But that outspoken thought had me pinned to the wall by one of my best friends. What do you know about Summer Green? Rain angrily stated. There was a Summer Green at the representatives meeting about 8 years ago. I don't know what happened, but Nathan and Dawson were looking for her. But she vanished. With that, he dropped me, walking back into Nathan's room. Rain's POV. Tell me about Summer Green? I said to Nathan's twin, Dawson. He looks confused. The representatives meeting, 8 years ago. Tell me what happened. He thinks and looks. We met a woman there, she was amazing. We couldn't keep our hands off each other. But she disappeared with her sister. I looked at Gail. Summer. He nodded in agreement. Summer is our little sister. Gail states and points between the two of us, before carrying on. Summer's wolf is white, with black paws and a black chest. I don't know why he told him what kind of wolf she is, but Dawson looks to be in thought. Summer is Jackson's mom. Jackson is displaying signs that he is a royal wolf. His eyes glaze over, like he is talking to someone, probably his wolf. Oh my goddess! Florence shrieks. She is our mate? Had our children and no one knew. We didn't even know. Dawson says the words out loud, before looking at Nathan, who is glaring at him. He's awake. Find them, all of them right now. A royal decree, they are to be found, and anyone that has hurt them is to be killed. I do not care how that sounds. Our children, the official heirs to the throne, are in danger. I don't know how long he has been awake, or what he has heard. But he is pissed. Florence goes to hug him, but he is trying to get up and struggling. He is attached to all sorts of medical equipment. Nathan? Hi, I'm Evie. You have given your decree. Now let Elizabeth do her thing. Let's get you out of here without hurting yourself. I am going, my mate and my child is in danger. How dare you speak to me anyway? Nathan sneers at her. Don't you speak to Edie that way. Jackson yells from behind her, baring his teeth. She doesn't seem fazed by his reaction, she just kneels down to Jackson. Nathan, this is Jackson, one of Summer's children. He helped heal you, you could give him a few minutes of your time. Chapter 44. Nathan's POV. I am on my way to join my mother just before the next blue moon. She has been getting weaker over the last few years and is more vulnerable at this time than any other. We chose the Crystal Lake pack as it has had the least number of rogue attacks in recent years. I can't be bothered waiting for Adam or the protection detail, they are taking too long. Christian, my wolf, has been driving me crazy this morning. He is so happy and restless. Probably excited to see Mom and Dawson. I only get to see my brother during the blue moon. He went off, several years ago, deciding it was time we found our mate. As one of us had to be on the throne, he decided it would be him that went out into the big bad world. I jumped in my red sports car and set off, laughing at Adam as he stood there. When I was a few miles away from Crystal Lake Pack, I phoned Rain, letting him know I was nearly there. Rain has not only been a loyal friend to me but also an amazing leader. I know I chose well when I asked him to be the general of the Royal Guard. He has never once let me down. I am still driving when I see something in the road, but I am not going to stop and investigate. The next thing I knew, there was an explosion and my car was thrown into the air. Crap! I screamed at Christian. The car lands with an almighty thud, upside down. The seatbelt across my chest has me pinned in place. Fortunately, I am wearing it. But my body aches where the seatbelt sits. I saw movement outside my door, so I lowered my aura. Otherwise, my rescuers couldn't get near me. The door opens and I am expected to be pulled out. But a needle is pushed into my arm. I am injected with something. Christian raises my aura in a panic as now I am not being rescued, I am being attacked. They are laughing and joking about this being a decoy from their true mission. One of them said he was going to get a souvenir and I felt a pain in my scalp. Christian started disappearing from my consciousness, I was becoming drowsy. That is the last thing I know. Until I heard voices, but I couldn't open my eyes. I recognized some of the voices and some of the words. Christian is still sleeping, but at least he is not unconscious. I came around to hear them talk about the representatives meeting we went to 8 years ago and the woman we met there, Summer Green. How she is mine and Dawson's mate and that she had children from our encounter. How she had been taken and hurt, according to a small voice in the room. Christian finally awakens and gives me the last bit of healing I need. Find them, all of them right now. A royal decree, they are to be found and anyone that has hurt them is to be killed. Our children, the official heirs to the throne, are in danger. They all look at me, my mom just hugs me, but I must get to my children, my mate. They have been taken. Livid is not the word I would use to describe my emotions right now. But I need to find them. I try to get up, but am struggling. I must have been unconscious for a while, as I felt weak, then I noticed I was attached to all sorts of medical tubes. Nathan? Hi, I'm Evie. You have given your decree. Now let Isabeth do her thing. Let's get you out of here without hurting yourself. A woman said to me. Who the hell does she think she is telling me what to do? I am the Wolf King and she is nothing. I snap at her. Suddenly, I am scolded by a child telling me that I can't talk to her that way. The woman spoke again. This is Jackson, one of Summer's children. He helped heal you, you could give him a few minutes of your time. I nearly fell to the floor. Summer's child, my mate Summer's child, the child who helped heal me. My child, my son. Who right now is giving me the stink eye, because I disrespected his friend. I need to lie down. Is all I can say. Jackson, maybe you could look after the king while I find Elizabeth. Do you think you can do that for me, my little soldier? Evie asked him. Only because you asked, but I don't want to. He is rude. He says to Evie. I don't think he is rude, she is defending me, even though I was rude. He has been hurt, your mommy is missing and she is very important to him. He just doesn't know what is going on. She isn't wrong. Like when the principal blamed you for hitting those children and you were only defending Eden. He didn't know what was really going on, remember? Okay. He says, giving her a hug. She looks at me as she leaves the room and gives me a nod. I think this is her way of trying to get him to talk and connect with me. What happened with the principal? I asked. Some children were calling Eden a demon because of her red hair and yellow eyes, so me and Max hit them. No one bullies our sister and gets away with it. A sister? I knew he had a sibling. I assumed it was a brother, but not a sister as well. Acting as calmly as I can. So, you're triplets? He nods his head. A woman tries to come in the room with Evie. Jax, can you turn it down for Elizabeth? Sure. He says, smiling. Christian tells me that his aura is all but gone. Did Jackson do that? The nurse entered the room and started removing some of the tubes and making small talk. Evie, take Jax into the bathroom for a few minutes, please. She asked. Once they had gone, she turned to me. Excuse me, Your Majesty, I need to remove the catheter. What? The catheter. Let's not make this awkward, it was bad enough when it went in. Just cover yourself over and I will have it out in no time. The catheter, I know the basics of them, but never had one inserted. Who put it in? The doctor and Adam. He was ridiculous. Now just lie back and I will have it gone in less than a minute. I did as she asked. She fumbled under the sheets. Then I experienced the most uncomfortable sensation of my life. How dare she do something so invasive to me? I growled at her. All gone now. Jax, you can come back. Evie must have had a word with him, because he runs back in and hugs me. I hold him so tight. He is the most perfect little boy in the whole world. Christian says to me. I agree wholeheartedly. That's when I felt him shaking in my arms. I pull him back, his eyes are glowing. I lay him on the bed and he looked like he was having a seizure. His little body looks so fragile. He is trembling and I am helpless. Help him! I yelled at the nurse. I can't give him the medicines without the doctor calculating the doses. I could kill him. His body calms a few seconds later, his eyes are still glowing. He sits up as if nothing has happened. Max says that they are at a warehouse, it has tire signs. It is empty, dirty, and smells funny. Mommy is handcuffed and... He stops to let out a cry. It's okay, Jax, tell us, and then we can help her. I said, trying to reassure him. She is bleeding. Max is scared and Eden is sleeping. Daddy, Eden won't wake up, she is breathing, but won't wake up. He starts wailing and crying. Evie runs to his side, trying to calm him. I am going to kill whoever made my little boy this distressed, and I mean I am going to kill them. I am going to rip them limb from fucking limb. Christian is frothing at the mouth to be let out. We need to find out where this place is. Get the alpha. I barked at the nurse.